Hello, friends. I am Chevy. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's fantastic. Everything here is good. This morning, I watched 6 episodes of the show. Something I've never done. I mean, not that I've never watched any episodes, but I've never sat and watched a chunk of them. I was doing research I was writing I started to write like a little missive or essay about the beginning of this show, what started this all. And I know that I've spoke about that many times in the past, but I wanted to go to the beginning, to when I really first I wanted to put myself back into that so I could write more honestly about it. Because I have found so through that, I have found, or I have recognized, or I have accepted, maybe something that I knew, and it's something that I have observed in lots of people, that with age, there comes some form of doubt. I've noticed it in my parents, both my parents. I've noticed it in a lot of elderly people that there's some sort of like lack of confidence in their knowledge or their abilities or their whatever that just creeps in over the years. And it's like my father he's been retired for 22 years now. He taught auto mechanics for 32 years. And he questions his knowledge all the time. But that's not new. Like, that started within years of quitting his job. When I was a mechanic, shortly after he quit his job, I was a mechanic. He was questioning his knowledge about cars. And I've recognized this with people. As they age, they tend to become, their doubt starts to creep in. And I think Malia and I had a conversation about it the other day, like maybe even last night or the night before. I asked, like, why is that? Why? Where does that come from? And today, watching those videos, I think I knew the answer, and I just avoided it. And I think that the answer is it's not that doubt becomes prevalent; it's that it's not a lack of confidence. I don't think that's what it is at all. Like, I could say, like, my mom will ask me how to do something that she's done hundreds of times before, or ask me how to make some stupid recipe that I know she knows, but she has doubt about it, or a lack of confidence is what I thought. Like, but it's not a lack of confidence. In fact, I think it's the opposite. I think that doubt is confident, being confident that you don't remember things correctly. At some point, you realize that. At some point, in early years, in my teens and 20s, maybe even into my 30s and 40s, I was confident that I knew things correctly, that my version of the story was the correct version of the story, that my reckoning of events was the correct reckoning of events, that my knowledge about a subject was the correct knowledge about a subject. And I've slowly starting to accept that that's not the case at all. When I started to write this little story, I had some pretty good thoughts in my head. I thought I knew why I started this show. I thought I knew where it came from and the sources, and for the most part, I do. I have a pretty good picture of it. But what I realized was there was parts of this creation that I completely forgot about. There were inspirations, big inspirations, that I completely forgot about. There was things that I misplaced, like chronologically in my thought. I was convinced when I started this show, there was nothing on this channel except for the time capsule video, the video of my dogs in the snow, and like 2 or 3 workshop videos that I tried to make prior to doing this show. I was positive that was the case. That I had stumbled. I thought that I opened my YouTube account in the early winter, like January, February of 2016, saw that I had 8 million subscribers from that one video, and that was really all that was there, and went, oh, I should do something with this. That's not the case at all. In fact, there was a series of board game videos that I put up in 2015. There was workshop videos I put up in 20, like there, I had been working on this channel for a long time. But for some reason, over time, I've told myself that this all began in January or February of 2016, and it didn't. It had been churning for a little while. And I don't know why I thought that, because I remember 2015 is when I went to Dice Tower Con and I met Jonathan. Jonathan, if you look at any video, he probably left a comment. It'll be in the comment section. I met Jonathan that year, and I think we had conversations about woodworking, about our favorite subscribers. Jonathan had gone to, I don't know when this was. None of those stickers have dates on them. Jonathan had gone to the Atlanta Woodworking Show and gotten stickers for me. And I think that was maybe the 2016 year. But we had talked about it the year before. And so something like this, I said I was going to start filming YouTube stuff, and that was in 2015, not 2016, 2015. I said I was going to try to, work on some videos. I had some ideas, and I was hoping to do something a little different. So it's a reminder for me that my knowledge is not infallible. I've been confronted with that a lot lately. Or that what I once knew is no longer true. And what I mean by that is I have known facts about things, and I have, like, what I learned a fact in 2005, and now that is my de facto, like, yeah, I know that. But that law or whatever changed 10 years later, and I didn't update my knowledge. There's a lot of that. Like, I have a lot of memories of older facts that are no longer facts. They're incorrect, and I've had to confront that quite a bit. But confronting here's the thing about having this show, is I have a catalog. Almost 8 years of my life cataloged, and I can look back and go, oh, I totally, I don't remember that at all. While being confident that I know. While thinking, I know what I was thinking 8 years ago. And then I go look at it and go, oh, that's not true at all. It's partially true here. Some of this is all right. But yeah, I completely forgot. And it's not concerning. I think that the difference is when my brain was still plastic, probably for me, I was a very late bloomer. So that was probably still late into my 20s. I was still absorbing things rapidly and holding on to them for long periods of time. But now, with my brain being less plastic, my memory space is much more precious, and I do not commit things to memory like I once did. And I also have to accept the fact that memories that I had that I haven't used in a long time fade, and they become something different, or I tell myself a new narrative. Not maliciously, I'm not lying to myself trying to believe my own lies so that I can pass a lie detector. But memory is fluid. I have to accept that. And I think that's the answer to why older people become less confident about things that they know. And also, that's not true for everybody, obviously. Nothing I ever say, nothing, is ever true for everybody. I know quite a few older people that are very confident, very sure of themselves, rightfully. And I think that for the majority of those people, they have kept their brains as active as possible, as late into life as possible. And I think that's the real lesson for me, is I need to keep challenging myself. Don't become complacent, and don't let myself slide. Yeah. So I wrote some more. I got some inspiration. I actually wrote a tiny little bit of fiction today that I think there's a story there. Maybe, I don't know. I wrote a scene. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I put words on paper, which feels good. So tonight I go to see my daughter's play. She's in another play. She's one of the leads this time, which is amazing. So I get to see, this is their last performance of the play tonight. So I finally get to see it. And then she's on winter break until January. So I think I'm going to get to spend a good bit of time with her over the next few weeks. She's going to stay here quite a bit. And that's really exciting. So I get to see that tonight. I don't know what the rest of the weekend holds, but hopefully I'll get some gaming in. Malia and I have been watching documentaries this past week, and I've never known her to enjoy that sort of thing, but I think next week we'll talk about it because, yeah, we'll cover that next week. I hope you have a good weekend. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you again Monday. Today's word you should know sounds smart is systemic. It is an adjective meaning relating to a system as a whole and not just its component parts. The discarding of couture clothing is less than a year old has become systemic among our group. Did I do that one already? Whatever. Systemic. S-Y-S-T-E-M-I-C. That's a good word, and I use it quite often. And I thought it was more... Oh, it does say relating to a system as a whole. Yeah, you wouldn't say something like... You wouldn't talk about a part of an engine as being systemic, would you? I thought it was more of a conceptual thing.